Trending, fans sign during Eala's tennis match amuses Pinoys. During sports matches, fans often go the extra mile to cheer on their favorite athletes through witty, heartfelt, and sometimes hilarious signs. One audience member during Eala's recent tennis match delighted Pinoys with her creative sign. Eala is currently competing in the Dubai Tennis Championships, where she went up against world number 8 Jasmine Paolini of Italy. As things were heating up between them in the court, one fan cheered her on from the sidelines by raising a sign that read, "Alex, may pansit ese bahay." The message instantly caught the attention of other spectators. Many found the message funny, while others were initially confused by what the fan meant. Found this sign from a fan during Eala's match. Funny, but also medio DKO rin nuggets. Someone help explain, one user posted on X. In the comments section, others explained that it was simply the person inviting Eala to celebrate with them in their home by eating pansit. I think parang humor na may papansit siya kasi na celebration in pagkapanalo ni Alex. Minsan, DBA nagjojoke tayo with friends like, magpapansit ka naman dayan, for something we celebrate, one user said. Another commented, I think it's just referencing how Filipinos abroad are so welcoming to their own. I remember players from the women's football team sharing before how fans would cook them food, etc., during tournaments/trainings overseas. Eala, the world's number 40, defeated Paolini 6-1, 7-6, allowing her to advance to the next round. In the tiebreak, I was trying everything to keep myself in check, and in the change of ends, I was thinking the stadium is full of Filipinos. I thought how many of them are probably praying for me to win, so I really had to give everything I got, she said in an interview after the match. She will now go up against world number 32 Sorana Cersti of Romania on Thursday, February 19th, Manila time. When a pansit sign stole the show, a fan's message, a nation's laughter, and a rising tennis star's moment to shine. Dubai, United Arab Emirates. February 2026 tennis is often a sport defined by precision, strategy, grit, and nerve-shredding rallies. It's also one dominated by tradition and etiquette, hushed silence during points, polite applause between rallies, and an unspoken respect that supporters and players share for the integrity of the match. But every so often, somewhere between the sweat of the baseline and the roar of the crowd, something pure, unexpected, and uniquely human happens. That was the moment when one sign at the Dubai Tennis Championships sparked laughter, puzzled looks, and social media chatter, not because it was profound or poetic or even particularly clever, but because it was absolutely Filipino. Alex, may pansit ese bahay, what it was and why it mattered. Amid the elevated tension of a high-stakes match between Eala and world number 8 Jasmine Paolini, one fan stood up and hoisted a homemade sign that read, Alex, may pansit ese bahay. Now, if you're not Filipino, or even if you're only passingly familiar with Filipino culture, that phrase probably sounds confusing. Why would someone bring a reference to pansit, a simple Filipino noodle dish, into a professional tennis match? What did noodles have to do with winning points, breaking serve, or returning an inside-out forehand? The answer, nothing at all, and everything. What this sign captured was not strategy or statistics, but culture, humor, invitation, celebration, belonging. To many Filipinos watching, in the stands, on social media, or back home in the Philippines, that sign was instantly hilarious, absurdly heartfelt, and deliciously relatable. Pansit, Pinoy pride, and a party in the audience. For the uninitiated, pansit, also spelled pansit, pansit palabok, pansit canton, etc., is a beloved noodle dish in Filipino cuisine. It's simple, comforting, and famously part of celebrations, birthdays, reunions, fiestas, victories, and any occasion that calls for friends, family, and full bellies. In Filipino culture, telling someone, may pansit ese bahay, is like saying, we've got food waiting, you're welcome here to celebrate. It's hospitality with a wink. In that sense, the sign wasn't a tactical encouragement to win a match. It was a Filipino way of saying, Alex, we're here for you. We're celebrating with you. And that struck a chord. One viewer on the social platform X captured the confusion and humor perfectly. Funny, but medio di ko rin nagets. Someone help explain. At Island Tennis Girl quoted in a viral post. Filipinos, online and off, were quick to explain it with warmth. If Eala won, you'd eat pancit at home with friends and family. If she lost, you might make pancit anyway, because the love and support never really begin and end with a scoreline. Suddenly, a tennis match that could have been strictly sports was imbued with the flavor of home. The big picture, why this moment hit home. The pancit sign didn't just amuse. It echoed a bigger story about fan culture, global identity, and the way sports can become deeply personal. Let's unpack why a seemingly silly moment resonated so widely. 1. Alex Eala's rise has been a source of Filipino pride. At only 20 years old, Alex Eala has become one of the most watched and discussed Filipino athletes in recent memory, breaking records, winning matches, and even securing her first WTA title in another event last year. Her journey has not only put Filipino talent on the international tennis map, but has also ignited a new wave of national pride. Eala's matches, whether in Dubai, Melbourne, or home soil, have drawn vociferous support from Filipinos everywhere. She's inspired fans to gather in big groups abroad, wave flags, and turn tennis stadiums into places that feel a little bit like home no matter where she plays. 2. Support has been loud, sometimes too loud. Not all the attention has been purely lighthearted. Some discussions around Eala's matches have centered on fan etiquette. In past tournaments like the Australian Open, some critics pointed out that Filipino supporters sometimes cheered loudly during points or celebrated opponent errors, behaviors considered unusual in professional tennis contexts. This has led to heated debates online about whether cultural expressions of support belong in more traditional sporting environments. Yet even amid critique, what's clear is this: Eala's matches are not quiet affairs. They're events, animated, emotional, and deeply communal. Supporting her isn't just about watching tennis, it's about being part of a collective experience. 3. Social media amplifies every quirk. In today's connected world, a playful sign can go global in minutes. The pancit sign didn't stay in one stadium. It spread across platforms, becoming a meme, a conversation starter, a cultural reference point that transcended borders. Whether people understood it immediately or puzzled over it before learning the meaning, it drew engagement, curiosity, laughter, and pride. More than a sign, a symbol of home and humor. At its core, the sign symbolized something bigger: laughter in solidarity, culture in celebration, and community in competition. It wasn't meant to be serious. It wasn't meant to change the score. It was meant to be Filipino, colorful, warm, and full of humor even in the midst of intense athletic combat. And that's exactly why Pinoys embraced it. When seen through that lens, the noodle message becomes: